Hi, my name is Ash. Tell me, have you ever been accompanied by surprised looks from passersby? Have you ever heard whispers behind your back? In my case, it happens wherever I go. It's all about one thing in my appearance that cannot be hidden even by oversized clothes. So, what's wrong with me? That's what I'm going to talk about today. Make yourself comfortable. Oh, by the way, I'm not the only one with a story on this channel. So subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. And click the bell button to turn the notifications on. Okay, I'll start my story with the fact that I've always been a big guy, ever since my birth. But when my mom was pregnant with me, I did not cause her any troubles. I was naturally developing, and she bore me when she was supposed to. It all was fine. As you can guess, both my mom and dad are overweight. So no one was surprised when I was born, weighing 12 pounds. That's significantly more than other kids' weights. I never had any problems with feeding either. I always ate with great pleasure, and I grew by leaps and bounds. No wonder I grew up to be a big boy, having such an appetite and heredity. I would even say I was huge. When I was in kindergarten, while other kids were running around playing catch, I preferred to sit in the sandbox and build big castles. It was difficult for me to keep up with the other guys, so I always avoided active games. When I went to school, this became a more serious problem. Like everyone else, I had to attend PE, but running, jumping, and playing team games was a real challenge for me. I tried my best, but the only thing I got was my classmates' laughter and regretful sighs from the teacher. I was worried, but my parents didn't notice this problem at all. They never restricted me in food. On the contrary, they were sure the more I ate, the more strength I gained. Fast food, pizza, soda. While other moms and dads fought for a healthy diet for their kids, mine adored junk food and fed me. It was delicious, so why should I refuse? When I got to high school, the bullying started. I won't say all my classmates were badasses or something, but when someone looks different from everyone else, he will always be noticed, and his shortcomings would be magnified. They called me donut, fatty, barrel. Of course, it was a shame, but I didn't tell my parents about it, thinking it would upset them. Slowly but surely, I endured all the insults, eating my sadness. As I got older, my body got bigger. My grandparents were the first to sound the alarm. They were worried that being overweight would have a bad influence on my health. The doctors carefully examined me. They diagnosed obesity and reproached my parents for not feeding me properly and not monitoring my weight. They prescribed me a special diet consisting of vegetables, fruits, fish. Anyway, imagine all the things your parents make you eat every day. This was my menu. At first, my mom and dad strictly followed the doctor's recommendations. They even went on the same diet with me to support me. They ate the same food they cooked for me. I was very grateful to them because I definitely couldn't have done it alone. So, a month passed. I noticed my mood was getting worse. Nothing really pleased me. I constantly wanted to sleep and did not want to do anything. I didn't even have any energy for my favorite computer games. Now, I understand that happiness is not in the food, but at that moment, I thought otherwise. I wanted cakes, steaks, Coke, French fries, and hamburgers. Even the thought of them and the fact I can't eat them made my mood dull. I watched my parents, but nothing changed in their mood. They were still cheerful and happy. I thought for a long time what their secret was, until one night I found them in the kitchen eating all the most harmful fast food goodies. They got very scared when they saw me and started apologizing. It turned out, after a week on a diet with me, they realized the right food was definitely not their story. So when I was at school or late at night, they ate what they wanted. So my trip with the right food didn't last long. Once I got on the scales and noticed I had lost 4 pounds, I was delighted and decided to celebrate this case with a piece of cake. After that, I couldn't stop. My mom and dad saw that the diet negatively affected my mood, so they did not insist on its strict observance. The lost 4 pounds quickly returned. The sheet with the diet prescribed by doctors was hidden in the far drawer of the kitchen table. Probably I would have stayed fat forever, but something happened that made me change. It was all simple. I fell in love. In high school, I met Chloe. She was a year younger than me. We rarely crossed paths, but since the beginning of the new school year, we've been on the same team of school's quiz games team. She was beautiful, slim, and smart. Chloe was perfect. A lot of guys at school liked her, but she didn't date anyone. One day, I accidentally overheard her talking to a friend. Chloe complained all handsome guys are stupid, and those who are smart and funny are ugly. Even though appearance is not the main thing, she would still be ashamed to date an ugly person. I looked at myself in the mirror and realized with my excess weight, Chloe would never see me as her boyfriend. Of course, we talked at the quiz club, but as friends. I decided it was time to change myself. This time, my motivation was not the doctor's recommendations, but my personal desire to become the right guy for Chloe. My parents were surprised when I told them I was starting a new life on Monday, and I would eat healthy food only. My mom promised she would cook all the dishes for me, but it's unlikely she and Dad would be able to support me this time. I didn't need it. In addition to my new diet, I signed up for a gym. I understood it would be hard for me there. All the guys there were so pumped up, tight, and beautiful. Their bodies were perfect. At first, I felt so ashamed when I saw them, but then it became an extra motivation for me. My fitness coach looked at me and almost cried out of despair. He said we had serious work ahead of us because I had been neglecting my weight so much it would take me more than a year or two of hard trainings to get myself into a normal shape. I didn't have that much time, so I decided I would practice harder and do everything as the coach tells me. And he didn't have mercy on me at all. After each workout, I barely crawled home and fell down on my bed exhausted. The first 2 months were real hell. Then I got involved. My mood no longer depended on the food I was eating. I just didn't have time to be sad and dull. I studied, I had extra classes, I played at quiz club, I've been doing workouts, and I was reading a lot about physiology, diet, and nutrition. I barely had enough time to sleep and do my homework. Fortunately, I saw the results of my hard work. When I was on a diet for the first time, I lost only 4 pounds. Now, I've lost almost 20 pounds just in a couple of months. My coach praised me a lot, and I set myself a goal to lose another 30 pounds in the next 2 months. And I did it. Of course, such a rapid weight loss is not good for your health. Apparently, my body was just waiting for the moment to lose all of this excess weight. My appearance was changing. My face became more elongated from a round one. My plump cheeks disappeared. All my clothes were too large for me. I had to buy something else to wear. At school, people looked at me in a strange way, thinking I was terminally ill and I was quickly losing weight. After a year of hard training, I got the body I've always been dreaming of. Well, almost. It was still not 100% perfect, but now instead of a hanging belly, I had tightened abs. Instead of a second chin, I had a strong and muscular neck. I realize now I could change clothes with the rest of my classmates, not fearing any mockery or laughing. I did not have to wait until they all leave the locker room. At least, that's what I thought. Exactly until one of them said one day, "Wow, look at that chest." I thought that the guys were discussing some girl's breasts, but when I looked up, I realized they were discussing me. I instantly felt uncomfortable. I quickly pulled on my clothes and left the locker room. The thing is, there was something strange about the changes in my body. I mean, my chest. While all parts of my body were rapidly losing weight, this one remained voluptuous as it was. When I was overweight, it really didn't catch my eye, but after losing weight, I noticed my chest was really big, and I guess any girl would envy them. What's even stranger, no matter how much me and the coach worked on it during the trainings, it did not help. They only got overgrown with muscles and got more elastic. From that moment on, I started to be shy of my body again. I hid my big chest behind oversized clothes, but people still noticed it, and they were surprised. I never dared approach Chloe. What kind of girl would date a guy whose chest was bigger than her own? Now I'm seriously thinking about having plastic surgery. I understand this is an extreme measure, but this body disadvantage prevents me from living a normal life, and I want to get rid of it forever. What would you do in my place? Would you accept your body as it is? Are you body positive? Or would you also go to some extreme measures to achieve a perfect body? Write your answers in the comments to this video. I hope you liked my story. So click thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye everyone.